And this is Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm Slick.
We're the show that talks about computers,
technology,
and the internet. Thank you for being here on WLMN Radio and TechtalkRadio.com. Also, some of you may be checking us out from our Radio Exiles podcast that airs Thursdays at Radio Exiles. Either way, however you got here, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, Slick is here in Tucson at another location, a secret unsecured bunker.
It is secret, and yes, it is unsecured.
Yeah.
although I do have bars on the windows. Let's just leave it at that, shall we?
Yeah.
Don't ask any more questions.
All right, I have to ask you, Slick. I just watched this morning, and we were running a little late this morning. Kind of woke up late, but while we were there, we were watching Big Bang Theory from this past week. Have you been checking any of the episodes from it? Have you had a chance to catch up at all?
Not this season. I did kind of cheat a little bit, though, and read up on the episode summaries.
Well, I'll tell you what, this last week, and I can't tell you any of it. It was really good. It was the guys all getting together and playing a 48-hour marathon. I think that was this week's one, because that's one I watched, a 48-hour marathon of Star Wars Republic, and how to convince the girls in their lives that they were going to do it. It was actually a great way to meld being a geek and having girlfriends all together.
48-hour marathon?
Oh, yeah.
Does all six episodes run 48 hours?
No. The guys were going to have a 48-hour marathon of game playing of Star Wars. They were going to start on a Friday night and go all the way till Sunday, and how to convince the other halves in their lives. So maybe you have to watch the show.
So wait a minute. So all the girls had to let him go.
Yeah.
Well, the only one who doesn't have a girlfriend is Kuther Polly, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's a big issue in the show. Actually, it's a very funny point in Big Bang Theory, which is on CBS on Thursdays. For those of you listening to WLM that don't have a television or don't watch or don't like to watch, there you go.
One day, either I'll have to watch it on CBS.com, which you can do, or somebody could gift me an iTunes subscription.
Now, can you watch the iTunes episodes the next day, or do you have to wait till they put out the season? How does that work?
It should be, if it's not the next day, it should be like day after. I mean, I imagine that's what they would do.
How much is an episode? Do you have
probably a couple of bucks.
And do you have a way to watch it? So, like, if I wanted to gift you last night's episode, I could?
I have a Samsung Galaxy S phone as well as a Samsung Galaxy Player.
Aha. Very nice.
Now, I had, which we may get into later in the show, I had for a few days a Samsung Galaxy Tab.
Well, that's right. And you had to give it up? Well, I guess we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Now, tell you what, we do have a couple of special guests that we will have joining the show today. Number one, we'll have Michael Mansell. He's a local graphic artist. And Michael talks all the time about, graphics and how to maximize your business. And when he goes to clients, he has to show the look of what the website looks like, or maybe the Facebook page. He does the custom Facebook pages now, and he has to show them on a laptop or maybe a tablet he has. Well, he was one of the first here in town to go ahead and order the iPad 3, which was announced earlier this week. And so we talked to him about why he decided to order the iPad 3. What was the big, selling point for the iPad 3? What is it that makes somebody want to have it? And just why he thinks it's going to be the next best thing. So we'll talk to him. Also, a little later on, our good friend Doug Little. You remember Doug from Wacom?
Yeah.
They've got a new tablet out. It's called the Intuos5. And they have a small version, a medium version, and a large version. And for those that don't know what a tablet is, if you're a graphic artist and you're working on a photo, it can be a little time-consuming to have your mouse and keyboard be the controller for fine-tuning that picture. Maybe you want to erase something out. Well, how cool would it be to be able to actually physically look at the picture and erase something out? Well, that's what Wacom does. They make a tablet. It was actually created for something completely different, and they found that, wow, you could use this to manipulate photos, and graphic artists can use this. I use one on a daily basis. I have the Intuos 4, and I love it. I mean, when I want to fine-tune and zoom in on a picture and take something out, I just take my Wacom pen, and I could just draw right on the little tablet, watching what's going on the screen and seeing how it's affecting the graphic that I'm working in. And they're a tool for the graphics professional, so they're not per se a cheap item, but they're not the overly expensive. Now they have a product though that for digital video and for animators is pretty awesome, and that's called the Cintiq. And I still have yet to get my hands on one to play with one and try it out. But that allows you to write, not just draw on a tablet, because on a tablet what you're doing is you're looking at the screen and your hand is over, to the left side. I'm kind of mimicking that right now, drawing with a pencil or, a Wacom pen, I should say. And you have different tips for the Wacom pen, or nibs they call them, for adjusting that image. Well, the Cintiq allows you to draw right on the screen.
That's the one I like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you're looking at it and you're actually drawing right on that image. You're not transferring the information from left hand to right brain and doing all of that, or right hand left brain, however that works. You're actually physically manipulating that space right there on the screen. It's pretty amazing stuff. But we'll talk about the new Intuos5 and why having wireless capability and having all of these customizable features, and now you'll like this, Slick, gesture control. So many people use the iPad for twisting, turning, pinching, doing all of that stuff. You could now do this on a tablet. So basically you could take your tablet and control your PC just like you would if you're using a MacBook Air or a Mac, and you had a a Surface, and you were touch surface. You're doing that all with the tablet.
Did they put this one in there then? This is not the web page you are looking for.
Yes. So you basically could scroll over your web pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you know that Wacom contributed to the Galaxy Note?
Oh, absolutely. About the pen technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just found that out this morning.
Yeah.
I just happened to stumble across it on a story on /gear.
Yeah, matter of fact, a lot of the technology that you see that uses a stylus pen, they go to Wacom because Wacom develops that ability to take that information from the pen and from what you're drawing on and transfer it. And how perfect a marriage it is for the Note itself.
Yeah, thank you, Wacom, because I really wanted a pen tablet type phone Note thing. I like that. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll tell you what. We'll take a break. We come back. I want to find out about why you don't have that tablet anymore, and then maybe get your thoughts on the iPad 3. And then after that, we'll talk with Michael and see why he bought it. Also, I've got a new gadget we're going to show you today. Not so much a tech gadget, but it is from Body Glove. I bought it on Groupon for $9, and it is a new hardcover snap-on for my iPhone, because I've been dropping this thing I think it's got a mind of its own. It drops itself. It'll be sitting on the counter. All of a sudden, boing! It's on the chair or something. And I've got one little nick. I don't know if you can see one little nick right there. And it's so nice, but it's so smooth that it just wants. It's almost like, remember when Clark Griswold created that skiing thing when they went on Christmas vacation, and he coated it with some kind of device, and he said it makes it go real faster. It's a new vegetable oil. And the thing shot through, ended up in a Walmart parking lot. I feel like maybe Apple has coated their iPhones with that.
One last little feature from Steve before he left. And one more thing.
I'm out of here. All right, so we'll do that. We come back here at Tech Talk Radio after a quick little break. And we're back on Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm Slick.
All right, so we were talking before the break. Slick, I know for a little while you had a Galaxy Tab, and now I am concerned and perplexed as to why that tab would leave Slick's hands.
it had to go. It had to go. Here's the reason it had to go. I mean, and this is not a knock on Samsung, by the way. I bought it used. It was off the shelf as a demo model, and I bought it used, and it worked fine. It rebooted itself about 3 times one day, and I had concerns. And the reason I had concerns is because I've got the Galaxy S phone that I have, which I've hung on to.
Right.
Just because. It also at times will reboot itself, it seems. But I'm not really
when you say reboot,
that.
are you talking like a complete shutdown and restart?
Yeah. And I'm not sure what's going on and what happens, but I'm not so much concerned about the phone because I didn't pay for it. So, what do I care? The other thing, though, that was coming out of my credit, if you will. It was when it was on sale. Now, these Galaxy Samsung Galaxy tablets, I think the cheapest one I've seen so far is about $300. And that's just the Wi-Fi model. It's 7 inches, and they're fine. They're a really good thing. And I got to say this about them too, as well. In my view, from the playing around I've been able to do with different tablets, and I haven't been able to do the B list tablets like the Zoom. I'm trying to think of some other ones, the Dell, all that kind of stuff. I haven't been able to play with the Bs, but when you start with the As, when you start with the iPad, okay, I'll give you this. From what I can tell, the iPad is the best tablet experience out there. It really is.
All right.
And that's probably why it costs so much. So let's give them their due.
Yeah.
The next one down, though, I really got the Samsung Galaxy Tab's pretty darn good. It's very reminiscent of their phones, which are, in my view, very responsive, very worth the money. So I would have to put the Samsung stuff in, just below iPad, just below the Apple iPad. And then I played with the Kindle, the Amazon Kindle Fire, which is pretty good as well. And again, I haven't had a chance to really mess around with the also-rans, but I gotta give credit to the Samsung. The reason I had to send it back was because it concerned me. I got it on sale for, like I said, the cheapest I've seen brand new was like $300 on the average. I got it for $224, and I was like, well, I got it on sale. I got a serious discount, but it keeps rebooting, and maybe I might not be able to get it fixed if it, send it back for total repair. Now, here, take it back. Give me my money back.
Yeah. I wonder, Slick, are there a lot of people that purchase consumer electronics that maybe have something that goes wrong with it? And I'll take my daughter, for example. They spend $500-600 on something, and there could be something not right with it. Yeah, my daughter bought an Element TV, a nice television, thin, just it has a nice presentation to it. I like the fact that the company is now manufacturing their televisions in the United States, but it has a dead pixel. It actually has a cluster of dead pixels. So it's not just one. It's like maybe a cluster of about 5 or 6. And to me, obviously, I notice this stuff. I look and I go, well, those are dead pixels. There's a little yellow blur. But she has learned. She said to me, she goes, well, I can live with it. And I'm thinking, is it that people don't want to take the hassle of boxing it up? We kept the box just in case, boxing it up and sending it back to the manufacturer saying, okay, send me something that works. And they just deal with it. I mean, I bet you there are people out there, Slick, that will, buy a tablet and maybe it'll do something like that, like it'll reboot, or a phone, and maybe the phone will be doing that, or it'll be slow. They just deal with it.
Well, I think before we talk about the technical side of it and the generality of it, I just happen to know his daughter, so I have to ask.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
It's Scarlett.
Is it Destiny? Is it
No, it's Scarlett. Because Scarlett's got a job now, so she's been buying tech. She bought a Dell laptop. She's pretty happy with, and I think she did it okay on that. And then the
television. Here's
television.
why I asked the question. Because I thought it might have been Destiny. Because you know how Destiny kind of, she's like, she'll let things pass.
No,
I thought Scarlett would laser in and go, oh no.
Funny, no, Destiny is like me. She's the one who would cause a stink about it.
Oh,
she's a lot like her dad. But Scarlett, on the other hand, it just seems, well, that's okay. I can do it. Because what does she use it for? She actually uses it for gaming more than anything. I mean, she watches her Netflix on there, but it's hooked to her Xbox 360 is hooked up to it, and she uses it a lot for that. So I just wonder.
Yeah, because I also look at the personality. Because when we're talking about two different people, I was thinking, well, okay, maybe one or the other. All right, then let's put it back in the general category.
I mean, is it a personality thing? Is it based on just how they let things like water off a duck's back?
Some people
Yeah.
Some people don't want the confrontation. We have a mutual friend, Robert Foster.
Ah, yes, good old Robert.
Now, Robert doesn't like he's very easygoing, doesn't like confrontation. He would be like Scarlett.
Yeah,
I could
probably.
see them
Yeah.
both going shopping together, and then something goes wrong, and they both go, well, we'll hang on to it. You know, we
Yeah.
don't want to make
Did you
a
ever
big
see
fuss.
National Lampoon's European Vacation, where they run over the guy in the bike, Eric Idle on the bike? He's, no, I'm all right. I'm okay. Don't worry about it. He's like blood pouring off his arm. It's like just the way it is.
Yeah, they just. But I was surprised. But here's the thing with Scarlett and her money. I mean, first of all, how much did the TV cost her? How much was what was the
About
price?
700, 650, $700.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm surprised she's gonna let that go.
I
How big is
wouldn't.
this TV?
It's about a 40-inch, I think. Maybe a
And
42-inch.
did you look her in the eye and go, by the way, that's $700?
Yeah, of course I did. I do it with everything. She bought a laptop. I'm like, how's that going to get you to work? Yeah.
$700? No, she really should. How old is this TV now? How long she had it?
She's had it for 3 months. However, no, I'm sorry. She's had it for 2.5 months. However, they do give a 1-year warranty on it. So
She shouldn't have let this go.
I
She
know.
really shouldn't let this go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Especially
I
for
don't
dead
know how
pixels.
it's not a lot to her.
Yeah, for dead pixels, I would certainly, or anything. I buy something I expect it to work. If your tablet is rebooting like that, yeah, I would cause a fuss. But you'll be surprised how many people don't. Okay, I had somebody call me yesterday. They wanted to know if I still worked on computers, and I said, yeah, I do. When I'm busy, not busy, I can do it. And so she explained the situation. She bought it from a local computer vendor, and they took it back once, and nothing got fixed. At least their problem stayed the same. And that's sad. That's sad when that happens. And so she wanted to know if she could bring it to me and have me look at it. So I said, okay, what is it that they replaced? Did they replace anything? And what were the symptoms? So I don't know. It could be a variety of things. It could be a bad card. Could be bad memory. There could be all kinds of things. She also did say that originally here's my thought. It was supposed to have 8 gigabytes of memory, but only was registering 4. So I'm wondering if it's possibility. They have Windows 64, 764, but I'm wondering if there's possibility this memory bad and it's hitting a register in there and it just goes south. So there's memory testing programs. So she wanted to know if I could do it. Well, she probably has some kind of a warranty with that other store, but she doesn't want to call them and say, here, can you fix what hasn't been fixed yet? Instead, they grumble and take it to somebody else and pay that person money where really they could probably get it taken care of, but it's just a matter of them getting to the right diagnosis, which is a shame, but that kind of stuff happens.
I actually do 2 different things in those regards. People will bring their computers to me and they'll go, it's broken and it needs to be fixed. And if I even think it's under warranty, I'll go, listen, I want to take your money, but I want you to do this.
Yeah.
I admit right up front. Oh, I want your money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I had that once
But-
with a HP, and turns out I went online and found out there was an HP recall. So I always recommend to people, I don't care how old your laptop is. If your laptop is 4 years old, go online and take a look. It doesn't cost you anything. See if there's a recall, because if there was a recall, that means they'll fix it. And this was the case with this guy's laptop. And I said, love to have you pay me. I go, but I found out your problem is something more serious. It does look like a dead board. However, good news for you is HP has a recall on this product for the same reason. So, call them. And he did, and he got it fixed. So.
Yeah. And if they don't want to go back to the manufacturer, the store, whatever, I do offer service B, which is, okay, now you pay me for my time and I will represent you.
There you go.
Yeah, so.
That's a good idea. Actually, that's a very good idea. I came up with a great idea today. I don't mind sharing my ideas because this happens. And can I share this? Tell you what, we'll take a quick break. We come back.
Andy, and this is called a tease, everybody. This is Andy dangling raw.
I will share my idea. You are free to franchise it. I could go on Shark Tank with this one. I really could. I'll do that when we come back here at Tech Talk Radio. Now, you can never say, welcome back to Tech Talk Radio. You can always say that, but welcome back. So you can never say that I don't share with you. I do share. Are you ready? You ready for the idea? You tell me. Now Slick, you be the anti-idea guy. You shoot me down for this one. All right?
Okay. All right.
I had an idea. Now, this coming Saturday.
I hate it. Oh, too soon. I'm sorry. I was in character. I was sorry.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Can we do this over? Can we start over?
All right. So here's my idea. This coming Saturday, I am photographing a wedding. All right, and it's my first wedding. I've been doing headshots, models, babies being born. Now it's time to do a wedding, and building up my portfolio for photos. So I agreed to do it. I'm getting paid very, very, very minimal so that I can put the photos in my portfolio. But I had this thought. I thought, it's going to be really frustrating because I started doing a lot of wedding stuff as a videographer, and I'm pretty darn good at it. And one of the problems I see when I see a video shot by somebody else is just how bad they are. And it's really not that difficult, but the problem is there are key things that you should know when you're going to shoot a wedding video. So I thought I could have a DVD on how to shoot a wedding video. Because, frankly, if they're not going to pay me, the $1,500 to do or more to do a wedding video, then why not have them learn to do it themselves and inexpensively, and then I can make the money for every DVD that's sold. Great idea? Because here's the deal. This is what always happens. They find it to be more important to get the still photos. So they pay the photographer pretty good money to do. Matter of fact, there are photographers out there that can make upwards of $5,000 to do wedding photos. There are videographers making the same kind of money. There's a guy in Hawaii that is phenomenal. Very, very cinematic look to it. And, it's all about coverage, knowing about what you're editing, knowing about what you need to shoot, knowing what to capture. It's not just a matter of having the camera and a long shot and never capturing anything. So I thought, wow, a video just showing, here's a technique for working with the camera. Let's learn a little bit about your camera. What are your features? Now, it's going to vary. So you could essentially do shooting video with a DSLR. More people have those now. Then you could do shooting a wedding video with a GoPro, shooting a wedding video with a JVC, shooting a wedding video with a Sony. You could do a whole series of those. And then, but it all comes down to the basic ideas of, okay, so you want to capture the moment. How do you capture the moment? How do you get the best sound? How do you capture the bride and groom entering? What are the important parts to get? Don't zoom in, zoom out. That frustrates me. Every wedding video I have, that's what they do. Some guy is standing there. Number one, he's standing, doesn't have a tripod. Because they think a tripod makes them look goofy. No, it doesn't. It makes the moment better. Because, unless you're somebody who works with a steady cam or, runs a camera all the time, it's going to be shaky. And if you zoom in all the way from the back of the church and you're hand holding the camera, you're going to, because you're basically magnifying that zoom, you're going to see that shakiness even more. And people don't understand that, and it's too late. They've already shot the video.
Yeah, but shaky cam zooming is just like in the movies. No.
If they only knew it was it's so digitally manipulated. That you can take a shot and you can digitally do that stuff in the movies. So if you're hand holding it, it's going to be like really shaky, or hand holding it like that. And it doesn't hurt to have a lot of cameras. If you have 3 or 4 cameras, go ahead and put one wherever you want and just hit record. And later on, if you have to take it to somebody who's going to edit, that's something else I do. You take it to somebody who's going to edit that, then they'll be able to pull all of that video together. If you're going to edit yourself, there's some inexpensive editing programs out there, whether you're on an Apple or a Windows 7 PC, and you can do that. And that could be a whole nother section. That could be a whole nother section. All right, so are you being the skeptic? Tell me what a bad idea that is.
No, I'm not being a skeptic. I wrote down everything you said.
Next week, Slicks, how to.
Is that you calling me? Hang on a minute.
That's funny.
That's not you. I thought it would be you.
Tell you what, that's my idea. We take a break. I'll let you get the call. We come back. We're going to talk to Michael Mansell all about what the reasons he went ahead and got the iPad 3. That's all coming up next year at Tech Talk Radio. And we're back here at Tech Talk Radio. So my idea has now been spread all over the country.
No, I didn't tell him the whole thing. I left out some parts because I just didn't have enough time for the call. So they'll get
all
it.
All right, there you go. All right, now Slick, what do you think? We heard from Michael talking about the iPad 3. Is that something you would want to get? Do you think it's at this point it's worth throwing down the money and saying, yeah, I want this?
I had a problem with the whole iPad 3 thing. Here's why, and it's not even the iPad 3, if you will. Tim Clark Cook, what's his name?
Tim Cook.
Tim Cook,
CEO of Apple.
Just didn't work for me. Did it work for you? Just didn't work for me.
I think it did for me. I mean, looking beyond, I think, I don't know. You know what it is? It's like seeing your friends at a party and seeing your friend with a new wife or a new husband or a new boyfriend or girlfriend.
Probably.
You're like, I'm not used to this. We're Steve Jobs.
Probably.
Maybe that's it.
Because here's what I was left with. I wonder if they get the Wozniak to come on next year.
Why not? I don't understand that.
Yeah, they should. They really. I mean, I don't mean to be really rude and just flat out ignorant about the whole thing, but I mean, I was thinking, boy, maybe they ought to go and dig Steve up. I mean, it's really, it didn't work for me.
Tim is changing the direction of Apple. I mean, he really is. He's doing all the stuff that really Steve didn't want to do. And with that, is he making it a stronger company? You still have the technology, you still have the brain trust behind, Apple and where it's going. I mean, Steve was the kind of guy that would come and say, here's what I want, do it, and people would do it. I think Tim is more. Here's what I want. Tell me how it's happening. Tell me what's going on with it. At least that's from everything I've heard about Tim Cook. That's what he does. Now that
it just
I don't know if Woz. I mean, I love Woz. Definitely. I don't know if he's as charismatic. I mean, I don't know if I think you have the old Apple then, and it's not a knock on Steve at all, Wozniak, but. You have that old Apple, and they're just going in a different. They're going so far ahead, and I even think maybe Wozniak would agree. He is a visionary. He does many things out there, but I think Tim is a businessman, and with that, maybe that's driving the business of Apple. My mom owned stock in Apple at one point, and they got rid of it because it wasn't lighting their fire. They didn't see it, and if only they would have held on to it, they'd be very well off now. Because of technology. And I'm sure that happened to a lot of people that at one time had that opportunity to buy it cheap in the 80s. It's obviously, it went in a different direction. The product itself, the iPad 3, is pretty amazing. I mean, when you think of where the iPhone 4S is now, and then where the iPad 3 will be with, Retina display and, the 4G LTE features and some of the other things that are going to really kind of bring about a big change to that device. Now, there are people who get tired of the constant revisions. They just get tired of, oh my God, what next? Those are the same people. Maybe they held on to the iPad 2 and they're not going to upgrade to the iPad 4. Or iPad 3. Maybe they'll wait for the iPad 4.
And maybe they won't upgrade to the iPad 4 either. But back to the iPad 3. Get it? Yeah, you said iPad 4. I picked up on it. I went with it.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Andy. So the iPad 3, as far as the upgrade, I do appreciate that. I think there was a lot of fanfare for not. It was more fanfare than necessary. They didn't need it.
That's Apple.
It makes me not want to go to the next one. That's what that was all about. But back to the product. It's an upgrade. I like it, and it's as simple as that. I really don't have much more to say about it. The features that they brought on with the 4G and the red, cool, great, and all that. Great, good. And what are we going to get next?
Yeah. I don't know. Would you be excited to have one?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I've had, it's just some personal issues with some of the Apple products. Apple, they make some great products. I love their products, but there are comparable products out there that have more features that I need. For example, the Samsung Galaxy Tab has a memory card slot.
Yeah.
The iPad does not. I got a big problem with that.
Yeah.
I have a huge problem with that.
Yeah.
Same reason I have a problem with the Amazon Kindle Fire and Amazon Kindles in general. They don't.
Right.
I want a memory card slot. I want one.
But now you could upload this to the cloud. I mean, with iCloud, you could still and you could still connect to your computer to it and transfer your information.
This is true, but there's always that moment when the cloud is not available and I just lose it.
Yeah, that does happen.
I just lose it.
That does happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, the other thing, the one other thing which I mentioned in our review way back in the iPod Touch days,
Right.
which I'm still having with the latest little iPod that was given to me, iPod Nano 3, third generation.
Yeah. You're enjoying that, right?
Huh?
You're enjoying that, right?
No. Thankfully, it was free.
But you're not liking it? Why aren't you liking it?
I'm happy that I got it. I appreciate that I got it. Luckily, it was free. I'm glad I didn't pay for it.
Right.
Because I want to be able to connect it, sync it. And you can't do it without iTunes. 2, I couldn't easily do it with iTunes. I tried to easily subscribe to a couple of podcasts.
Okay.
And have them all synced and loaded on the iPod. Didn't happen. So, but the one thing it does do good, here's the one thing this does well, and I suspect that the iPod Touch does as well also. I can connect it to a Windows machine that does not have iTunes installed.
Right.
I can drag using Windows Explorer text notes into that notes folder.
Right.
And I can view the notes on the run. That's the one thing it does well.
But you do like it.
I like that.
For that point.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm the optimist. Oh, but you like it.
No. What are they paying? They're paying you a retainer? What's going on here?
That's like going into a French restaurant eating snails. Oh, but I like the ketchup. Thank you, Lucille Ball. All right.
Get it up. Come on, buddy. Hang in.
Oh, boy. Okay, let me show you this. I bought this for $9 off of Groupon. Now, it's funny. There's always somebody in the crowd because I have somebody who said to me that, well, I got mine for $9 too, retail. And what it is for those listeners on the radio, it's a body glove snap-on hardcover for my iPhone. And I've not...
Which you've needed.
But I don't know what it is with this. With the design of the iPhone, it jumps everywhere. I can't even... with my old phone, I could put it on my leg while I was driving. Just to have it there. Just to have it there. Obviously, I don't text and drive or anything like that. But I had it there. And it would just slide off. You put it on a chair. It just works its way off the chair. I don't know what it is. It's very bizarre. And, the camera's, the phone is still in good shape. It has a nice... I love the feel of it. So I thought, well, I better get one of these. I was going to go ahead and order an OtterBox, which also makes a very good product. And I thought, well, let's try this body glove considering how inexpensive it is. So I figured what we'll do during the Tech Talk Radio cast is put this together. So, or should I put a separate video together on it? Nah, we'll just put it together.
You could do it real quick, right?
Yeah, I can do it pretty quick.
Yeah,
all right, so we'll take it out of the case. Oh gosh, that's probably not good. All right. Now, the nice thing about this one that I got for $9 out of Groupon, I'm dropping it already, is that it has a stand. All right, here's the pieces. Here's a piece. I don't know what that is. And then this piece here. And I'm going to do this all without looking at the directions. So we put the back plate on first. All right. There we go. Okay, that's nice. Now we take the front plate. Okay, we put that on. And that probably will go, probably a universal. It's not going to be universal because the bottom piece has to be open so you can charge your phone. They can hear you. So it snaps into place. All snapped in.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I like that. All right. There you go. It's your carrier. Now, the other thing it has on the back, see, it has a little holder thing. I don't know how irritating that's going to be, but you go ahead and then you put the clip like that.
Right.
Okay. That's going to be bulky, isn't it? And then there you go. You got a belt clip, and then you can turn it, and maybe that's not it. Hold on here. Let's. There we go. Oh no, that just gets it off. There we go. And okay, there we go. There's a little stand, and there's your little stand, so you can put it on the table and watch the shows that you want.
Ta-da!
I like that. $9. Oh, I just got a text. Hold on. Let's see what I got. And it says,
Congratulations, you've just put on a cover for your phone.
ha ha ha. I like it. And I have to go to work later. Okay, so there you go, right there. And it's pretty nice. I don't know if you could see this on the camera. I'll go ahead and show you there.
I thought maybe your phone had detected a case being
Yeah,
put on it. Thank you for protecting me.
I don't know what this piece is. This is the piece that fell off.
It's always that little extra piece, that extra screw that comes in the thing. Just put it aside. Nobody will know.
Just like to screw with me, I guess. All right, but happy. This is bulky. I don't know. This might.
But it's protected. What? Come on now.
It is protected, but that might.
Because your only other option maybe is one of those little slip-on covers that have some traction to it, which you can slip in your pocket, but it's going to have traction as it slips all the way down in your pocket, if you will.
This piece did not snap in. All right, there you go. Now it's all snapped. It's all snapped? Good. See, now I feel like if I drop it, it's not going to, the actual thing is not going to get damaged that much.
That much.
Yeah.
But it's already got trauma.
It already has a little piece of trauma, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how good this sticks together. I'll try that over the next couple of weeks. Again, this is from Body Glove, $9 on Groupon. Not too bad. I mean, seriously, for $9, please. Most of the ones that we're looking at the stores, they were a little more pricier than that. All right,
yeah, 40, 60, whatever.
Yeah, not too bad. All right, tell you what. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break? Another quick break. When we come back, we'll actually have with us our friend Doug Little from Wacom to talk about their new Intuos5 Graphics Tablet. That's all coming up next here at Tech Talk Radio. Actually, it sounds like a very cool program. Hold on. Actually, hold on. I'll be right back. See, I like it. Our people who watch our stream can actually hear the bloopers. see the bloopers. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I just found out that we've been doing the whole show. Slick can't even see because we have a camera set up, and this is the one that's going out and broadcasting. But we also have a camera set up for our Skype, so he can see me and I can see him. That's separate. So I'm not feeding the same thing down the line to him. So, although I wonder if there's a way I could do that. We should probably look into that. All right. Well, welcome back to Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm not seeing Slick.
Any other big announcements? Did you? I'm wondering. Did you get a chance to play with Windows 8 at all?
No, have not. Been thinking about it because now I do actually have some multiple machines I could slip it on. Talked to some people about the whole Metro interface thing, and it kind of bugs them. They don't hate it, but it kind of bugs them. You know, the squares, with all the stuff always running on the screen and stuff. They're just annoying.
I like a really clean desktop. I downloaded it. I'm going to install it this week. Probably see if we can video the install. And you're welcome to come by too, Slick, and so we can kind of go through that. But I'll tell you what, it's I kind of like a clean desktop. You know, I mean, there were some products that came out. I'm trying to think of the name of the company that made it, but you could, really customize your desktop, put things into square blocks, and put programs within those square blocks. And it's kind of like Starwind did that. That's what the program was. And Carol had it on her computer, and I remember I saw it a couple of times, and I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. Makes it look like a Mac. Mm-hmm. The way it was all.
Oh, wait a minute. Not Starwind. I think you're talking about StarDock.
StarDock. Thank you.
Yeah.
StarDock. That's the one. And I kind of, I thought, it's nice, but I like a clean desktop. If I want to find something, I know where it's at. Like on my desktop, I have the icons for the programs I use, and that's it. I clean my desktop icons. I think it's hilarious when I go to somebody's office, and there's nothing but icons across the whole screen. Yeah. And so they tell me, can you clean up my computer? I'm sorry. I clean up their desktop. And I look at the files. I go, what are those files? Those are CorelDRAW files. Okay. Corel folder. And I drag everything in the Corel folder. So when they sit down, they go, hey, where's everything? I go, well, Corel files, Corel folder. Photoshop files, Photoshop folder. Design folder. So that way, it's a clean desktop. That's why would you want clutter on your desk like that? I got enough clutter behind me.
Yeah. And see, no good deed goes unpunished, because the next thing you hear, at least what I hear, is that now I can't find anything. They get those phone calls in the middle of the night. Where did you put my file? What file? It was on the desktop. Well,
so very true.
Fine. You know what? Yeah, everything's back on your desktop now. You happy? Sorry, having flashbacks.
Yeah.
Breathe good. Go to that quiet place. One thing that annoyed me about the Windows 8 download is this. And here's the, if not, this is probably the main reason I did not download it yet. I went to download it, went to get it, and the webpage I went to, correct me if I'm wrong, but the webpage I went to says I needed Microsoft Silverlight.
Yes, Silverlight. Yeah.
I have not and will not install Silverlight. It's not that I hate Silverlight, but here's why. Not even Microsoft has stated that they will be continuing to use Silverlight. They've said it. So why would you make it mandatory that I need to install Silverlight just to download the Windows? Forget it. I'm not even bother. You annoyed me.
Yeah. Isn't that very simple? Just to get the Windows 8 download, you have to have Silverlight installed. That's what I think what you're alluding to.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
It's just stupid.
Oh, Adobe's going through the same thing with Flash. I've seen people that, I got to have Flash, got to do it. And it's like, why? They're getting rid of it. Why are you working on that?
Yeah, I don't. The only time I even access Flash content, again, I think I said this last week, is within Google Chrome. Google Chrome's got it built in. And I don't have it installed on my computers at all. I've uninstalled all Flash.
Taking it all off.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I like Google Chrome. And people, I just can't get them to convert. I try everything I can. At the radio station, they have a computer. Matter of fact, both radio stations I work at, both are on Internet Explorer. And one station, I have configured it so that you can get your news, traffic, weather, entertainment info, everything all on tabs. You know, if you go down to Google, you're on Google Chrome, you have your apps section, then you have, most recent. If you click on that, you'll see boxes. How I get in the morning, I'm set up within probably 10 seconds. I start up the browser and it's like click, 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 click. There's all my info and it's there. And they sit there and they resize windows. Okay, I can have the weather in this little screen, and they resize little so you basically have 7 or 8 different Internet Explorer windows all popped up in different Internet Explorer, programs. I'm like, no, put it all under one. Just tab it. It's so easy. And I tell people, hey, you ought to try that. And we have one guy that works there. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I get in the next morning. Everything's still done with Internet Explorer. And then he was complaining it was so slow. About Internet Explorer. Yeah. So use Chrome. It's right there. It says Chrome.
See, the one story we're going to hear from Andy is that the one day I walked into the studio, he asked me again. He started griping. I just grabbed him by his collars and I banged him again. I said, use Chrome. Why don't you listen to me?
Oh, boy.
Not that we get frustrated at all or anything. No,
not at all. Yeah. Oh, boy. Anyway, so that's the stuff we deal with. All right, we'll be back next week for Tech Talk Radio. I'm pretty sure we'll do it nice and early, same time. Although everything changes for many of you. We're in Arizona where we do the show.
Oh, that's right.
Our time doesn't change. It changes for everybody else.
No.
But you'll still be able to hear Tech Talk Radio and WLMN the same time. We're working on developing the show. We've been asked to expand the show at some point. Thank you very much, listeners. So we're working on that. Also working on some other features that we'll be adding to our website. Don't forget, you have your Radio Exiles podcast you can check out Thursdays at radioexile.com. Trying to get more blog posts slick. Trying to get more blog posts.
I hear and obey.
But would love to get your inputs on stuff. Trying to get some. If you have an idea on what's going to kind of change our website, maybe add some features to it. We're now starting to use our links feature again. So while you get there, have hotcakes and links. You now can click through on the links tab and actually go to links that have been there for years. Now, we do go through them once in a while. If they're irrelevant or if the links are dead, we do remove them, which I found we had 7 or 8 links there that were just dead links on our links pages. So we're starting to go through those again. But now when we move something from hotcakes and links, we move it over to the links section. So that way you can always access some of that stuff. And, whether you're looking for information on sewing with your computer, well, you're not sewing with your computer, you're sewing and you're getting tips from your computer, or or books or authors or great video sites or, how to use a program, you can find all of that there. Also, I wanted to mention, I did a little research. We talked last week about decrypting your DVDs and what is the legalities surrounding your DVDs, and we talked about a program called DVD Decryptor. Now, actually, DVD Decryptor, according to Wikipedia, is a software application for Windows 7 that can create backup disk images of the DVD video structure of DVDs. It can be used to image pretty much any DVD, but controversially, it especially was useful for decrypting copy-protected movies. The program can also record images to disk using content scrambling system decrypting software. It allows a region-specific DVD to be copied as an all-region DVD. So that means if you want to watch this on a DVD player that is specifically built for Germany, you could do that. It also removes Macrovision content protection, CSS region codes, and user operation prohibition. All right. Yeah. Now, when we say it's used for Microsoft Windows 7, we're not saying that Microsoft says, yes, go ahead. This is great. It's part of our program. It's not. They're saying that's where you're going to find that program in use within that operating system. So I did some research because my main concern was if I say, yeah, I'm using this program, I don't want to be saying I'm using something illegal. So we were questioning the legality of it. Now, apparently, the developer is in England. They're called Lightning UK. And they wrote the program, and then they started getting cease and desist letters from Macrovision and other companies. And finally, they decided, you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to stop production of this. Well, listeners picked it up, or not listeners, but users of the program picked it up and actually finished it. Now, the thing is, the program is good, and under the United States federal law, this is what I found out, and I looked this up on Wikipedia, and I'll put the link up on the website. Making a backup copy of a DVD video or an audio CD by a consumer is legal under fair use protection. The provision of the United States law, though, conflicts with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which you hear mentioned quite a bit, called circumvention measures of copy protection. Now, one of the other programs we've talked about, a program that I actually own from a company called 321. It was DVD-X Copy. The program is no longer available. The only way you can have this program is if you have the registration key and the program for originally running. It won't do what it was supposed to do. What was supposed to allow you to make backup copies of your owned DVDs. So you go out, you buy a DVD, you want to make a backup copy. If you have kids, nothing worse than that, because what do the kids do? They treat your DVDs like doo-doo. Most of them do. Yeah. So this allowed you to make a backup copy, put the DVD away, and not worry about it. Well, unfortunately, they deemed this program illegal. In that case, a judge in California had said that the backup copies made with software, such as DVD Decryptor, are legal, but the distribution of the software used to make them is illegal.
Of course he would. He's in California. So why wouldn't he?
Yeah, so that's why they had to get rid of that. So now the software is still legally available due to many countries not having some of these restrictions, but it's not available in the United States anymore. As a matter of fact, the company, Lightning UK, makes another program now called ImageBurn, which is a very good program, which allows you to make an image backup of a software program or DVD program, as long as it does not have to decrypt copy protection. So that's where that comes from. Now, they're saying that cease and desist letters have been sent to people, and so far, on October 4th, 2005, Lightning UK continued the development of the burning engine used by DVD Decryptor in its ImageBurn program. It does not have the ability to circumvent copy protection for encrypted DVDs. So that's where the problem is. Now, if many years ago, audio houses would have found a way to decrypt audio so that you would not be able to make copies of DVDs or CDs, then it would have happened, and we wouldn't have music like where it is now. People like the ability to take their music, put it on their iPod or their device, and carry it with them. But movies, they've still not figured out that way to do that yet, and that's what I want to do. I want to be able to take a movie that I've purchased. I was looking for one on the shelf, if there is one. They're all behind Gloria. To take a movie and put it on my device and carry it with me. So instead, the movie company said, well, we'll make it possible, but we'll put this copy protection in it so it only works with one device, blah, blah, blah. And right now, we're talking about something that many people use in many different devices. So why not take my DVD library and do that? So I'm not a spokesperson for that. The ability to do it. I'm just saying I'm a consumer that I would like to have that feature.
Yeah, no, I agree. And everybody would. I mean, you get sick and tired of, I got to get a copy for this device and a copy for that device and the copy. Forget it.
Well, we'll have to see. There's certain laws that are going to end next year. We'll have to see how that's going to affect some of these programs that are out in the market, when they come out. The problem is, you got good people that develop stuff. They're not always looking to do something illegal. They're looking for consumer rights. And that's, do we have rights as a consumer? I think that's what that's all about.
Andy Taylor for president.
Can never happen. Remember? Can never happen.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
He's got a history that we really don't want to talk about.
Well, no, not that. I've never been convicted of a felony or charged with a felony. I think it's important if you're talking about that to say I've never been charged as well.
All I'm saying is you've been hanging out with me so far. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, that's it for us for Tech Talk Radio. Slick, you have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Any big projects this week? You working on anything?
I've been face down on motherboards all week. I'll be face down on motherboards this week, I believe. What else is coming up this week? Other than the time change, I don't think the time change is really going to affect us for the most part in the computer industry anymore like it used to. But I mean, there's nothing other than, maybe this really shouldn't matter. But if you have a video recorder, DVD recorder, I don't think the Hulu, the Roku, all that kind of stuff, just on Monday, check your schedules. just check your schedules. Nothing
point.
really should be out of line, but every so often there's some device or service that doesn't, think ahead.
Right.
And so that show you thought you were going to catch at this time didn't get caught.
Absolutely. Good. That's a great
That's
tip.
all I'm saying.
All right. Well, we'll have to see if we're back at the same time next week here.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We could change somewhere in your neighborhood, not in ours, but in yours.
All right. We'll be back with more of Tech Talk Radio. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Bye, Slick.
All right.